forgotten, I had marked this page of the Patrones magazine. It's for school on one piece, and it brings beautiful patterns, of course, and I love this one. I love the star cushion, and I love the little handbag. It's from Mango Kids. I look it up. It's really cute, and I have the perfect fabric for it, and you don't need to fix your glasses. It is Sir Elton John. So I'm going to make a handbag with him. I don't know what else I could do with this fabric. This is the grain, so it's sideways. It has I don't know, it's a piece, it's cut here, it has a lot of excess in white where it's not printed, so it's not much, and I wouldn't know what to do to wear Elton John on, so I think a handbag is ideal. For this project, I'm going to cut my pieces in fabric, lining and batting. And I'm going to start preparing pieces like the handles, the zip and the lining with pockets. All the exterior is padded, and once I've done that, I can sew the zip to the bottom and add the sides and then the lining, and that's done. What do we need? We need a fabric we love, we need another fabric we also love for the lining, we need some bias tape to hem all of this on the inside, a zip, and of course some wadding, some batting, something to make it cushy because it's quilted. It's, yes, quilted, isn't it? And I'm going to be using these these are just little pieces someone gave me ages ago. I have a lot, I have to use them. I've used them before, they work perfectly fine, but there's special ones you can use for handbags. I'm going to be using this to trace the pattern. It's a cake thing, a cake stand. And this is going to include already the seam allowance. You can make it any size you like. And then I'm going to make it 7 centimeters wide. And the strap is going to just have a knot, so that way you can make it shorter one day or make it longer to wear it crossbody. So I'm going to be cutting 6 pieces of fabric right now, 2 of each, 2 of the fabric, 2 of the lining, and 2 of the wadding. So I have my circles cut, and I'm going to cut now the strap, sorry. So I'm going to measure from my shoulder down to my hip, and I'll be leaving another 10 centimeters. So I'm going to be cutting 75 centimeters, and that way I can make the knot. This white piece from the edge can be useful for something, I don't know what, but I'm going to keep it. And then I still have fabric left. I don't know what for. Another shirt for my son. I have plans to make shirts. He's going to have 25,000 once I start. Now pins on the fabric and on the wadding, and one thing I'm going to be doing is at some point I'll be sewing on top of Elton John's face, but I think it's inevitable. I'm going to try, because the print is not straight, so at some point I'm going to be using the lines here to do it. I have a 90-14 needle, black thread, so let's sew. And after making some cuts so it looks clean on the outside when it goes nicely because it's a round edge, I'm going to put it right size out, pushing carefully with a rubber thing so I don't cut the fabric and end up making a mess. Well, I have to say that this method of sewing zips is really forgiving. It's really nice, and it has no stress at all. So it's really good to have it because you start with your pieces and you have it done in minutes. And once sewn on the inside, you flip one of the fabrics and there you have it. Your zip is already in, and I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm going to top stitch it. You can see this side is top stitch and this side isn't. It gives it a really nice finish and it's not flimsy. So I have everything I need to start putting the handbag together. I have my 2 circles of padded fabric. I have my fabric with padded bottom. Then I have the zip with lining and the 2 straps that are going to make the whole strap. And then I have the circles of lining and the straight piece for the lining button. So the thing is that all of this is going to be sewn together at once like a sandwich because I'm going to be using bias tape on the inside to hem or to finish it. So it's going to be a big sandwich. So I'm going to hold the zip, then one of the straps like this, right sides together on the outside. Then the bottom bit, again, right sides together. And then the lining, all of it. And you can check that when you put the zip out, everything is right sides out. Okay, so let's sandwich all of this. Well, this looks really nice. I sew it a few times to make sure it's not going to rip or anything, because this is where the handbag is going to suffer the most. And then I also zigzag stitched it and it looks really nice. And when you open it, you can see you have your handle, your future handle, the zip, and then this is the bottom of the handbag. So now I have to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to hold the bottom bit, add my handle, and then add the other side of the zip, making sure that I'm not sewing the other strap and have an accident. And here it is, and with this, which is all the contour of my handbag, I can start putting the front and back, sewing it together, pinning it really well. And once we've made sure that it's properly sewn and there's no loose stitches, we can do the same on the other side. And one tip is that in order not to sew the straps to anything, I'm going to just put them here in the zip. I'm going to make sure they stay there so I can do the rest easily. So yesterday I didn't realize I wasn't in a rush, but I never take notes. I should take notes of all the steps I want to do, and then that way I can see if what I'm doing is right. And I didn't realize I wasn't sewing the lining. I was saying that this is an easy bag, that you can sew it all at once. Of course you can, but you have to put it together. So of course I forgot this. I'm going to do it right now. And one thing I forgot as well is that, well, I never thought of that. I just saw it and I thought, oh, this looks a bit ugly, is to put some bias tape on the bottom of the zip so it looks nice. So I had to undo the seam a little bit so I could take it up, and I had room to maneuver. And then I, of course, it's already sewn back on again. So that's that. And now that I have this, that I need to sew it, I was thinking that, because I didn't think of that either, to put some pockets. So I just cut some fabric, 15 by 17 centimeters, and I'm going to make some pockets because it's always nice for your keys and stuff, small stuff that goes to the bottom of the handbag. And I'm going to hem it on top with some bias tape. You can of course just hem it, fold it twice and sew it, but I think with the bias tape it's going to look nice as well. And now with all these edges nicely trimmed, I just cut everything a few times. I'm going to sew some bias tape all around it. That's why this handbag is easy to make, because you can sew everything together, the lining, the wadding, and then your proper fabric, the outside fabric, and then just hem it all around with your bias tape. And you can sew it differently. You can just fold it and sew it all around, or you can even open it, sew once, and then once folded, sew again, which is what I'm going to do today. Oh, and one thing I'm going to do, you see, ideas come while I'm sewing. I'm going to measure my circle bag, my round bag. And one thing I'm going to do before doing anything is that I'm going to measure my round bag 90 centimeters, because I'm going to what's this needle doing here? I'm going to sew to finish the bias tape before sewing it to the handbag. I mean, the first one I did, I just sew my strip of fabric all the way and then finish it. What happens that I got like a step, it's not a nice finish, so I want to sew this first, so when I sew it to the handbag it's nicely finished. How do I do that? I'm going to sew it together, but I can't sew it just right sides together, because if you do that, when you open it, you're going to get a straight seam here that is going to bother you when you fold it, because it's going to be too many layers of fabric, of bias tape. So instead, right sides together with the bias tape open, I'm going to sew it like this, perpendicular to each other, and diagonally, because when you open it, it means that you go back to your straight line, and your seam, this diagonal, is going to be a triangular when you fold it, so it's not going to bother your folded bit or your seam or anything. It's not going to be as bulky, so I'm going to do that. And now with all these edges nicely trimmed, I just cut everything a few times. I'm going to sew some bias tape all around it. That's why this handbag is easy to make, because you can sew everything together, the lining, the wadding, and then your proper fabric, the outside fabric, and then just hem it all around with your bias tape. And you can sew it differently. You can just fold it and sew it all around, or you can even open it, sew once, and then once folded, sew again, which is what I'm going to do today. And with this, we've finished. I really like it. I love the fabric, I love the style, and I love the handbag. I think it's really nice.
It's ideal. It's not heavy at all, really comfy, and the fabric is amazing. I wonder if Sir Elton John would like my handbag. I really love it. And I've loved everything in the process. I think it's a good handbag. It's not difficult. It has a lot of different steps. It takes a while to do, but it's really nice because it's all nicely finished on the inside. It's really good. I love it, and I love the straps as well. So let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you're going to make one, if you like the fabric, if you like the finishing, how it's sewn all together. And don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share with the world. And I'll see you next week. Bye.